Hey guys, MC Fix It here. We got a project on a Stihl MSA 161T. We're going to be replacing the chain on it because it has gotten dull, and so you can normally look underneath where the bar is at. The bar is flipped on backwards on this one, so it may be a little difficult to see, but that will really help you out. And you only need a couple of tools: flathead screwdriver, a 13mm with a ratchet to get the bolt released, and a 3-inch brush to just kind of help clean everything up inside. Behind there will be pretty filthy. So there are a couple safety steps we want to go ahead and do. You're going to go ahead and slide off the cover. You also want to make sure that it is locked, and so if you kind of turn it around, most of them will have a visible lock sign, and that is pushing this one forward. Then you can go ahead and take out the battery. That will just really make sure you got no power to this. If it's gas powered, you obviously have to crank it first, and so we're going to go ahead and get the cover off so we can start making the chain come off and put the new one on. So go ahead and take that 13mm and make sure it's in reverse. Go ahead and begin to crack the nut and just begin to spin it. You can finish it by hand, and that should allow that entire plate to come off nice and easily right there. And it is a bolt that will lock on, so you don't have to worry about losing that nut. Then go ahead and take your paintbrush or whatever you have to kind of clean it up. We're going to do this a couple of different times just to make sure it's nice and clean when you put the new one on. Go ahead and get that flathead, spin it to the left on the tensioner, and you'll see the slowly start to drop down just a little bit. That's exactly what you want. Then you can go ahead and begin to remove it from the bar, and just like that, slide it off. You will want to check to make sure it is the same length. This one is a very weird one. They did not have it in stock at my local place. It is actually an odd number chain instead of an even number chain. I believe it was 35 chains long, and so each one of those little pieces need to be on there the right way. You'll also want to make sure your chain is in the correct direction. You can see the little teeth right there. You want to make sure as you're cutting the wood, it is actually going to cut it and not just be the back side. Then you can go ahead and take the bar off and go ahead and brush the rest of it out just like that. That'll help make sure everything's nice and clean. And you'll see on this bar actually has all the information. It was put on backwards the last time, so I shouldn't have done that. I like to have it out and exposed, but I didn't realize that before I made this video. So go ahead and put it on there. There is a little pin you need to put it on. Then you go ahead and begin to wrap it. I like to start on the right side and kind of work my way to the left and around right there. And it should go on pretty easily because the tensioner is pretty reduced down, and that pin right there that I just pointed out is what you're really wanting to make sure it's on. Then you can begin to slowly start tightening down your chain. You will want to make sure all of the little teeth are exactly where they're supposed to be on the bar. You have to do that a couple of different times, and then continue tightening down. See, I went ahead and made sure there it goes right there. That's exactly what you're looking for. And you do want to have just a little bit of ability for the chain to move up and down. You do not want it super tight on there. And you go ahead and get the cover. Go ahead and wipe off the rest of the sawdust and everything else that you have on there. And then put it on the correct way. That's upside down. That's the correct way right there. And remember that nut is kind of positioned on there, so then you just start screwing it in by hand. And you can take that 13mm, make sure you're in drive, and go ahead and crank it down. You don't have to over tighten it. I just kind of make it tight and then one extra little bit. And that's it. That 13mm, make sure it gets on there nice and snug. Bring one of these with you out into the field or the forest or wherever you're cutting down trees, and also a flathead in case you need to tighten up the tensioner at all. This is also a good time to check your oil. Make sure you are full on oil. Also bring a jug of oil with you because you never want to be without bar oil. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can go ahead and put everything back and go ahead and cut down the next tree for yourself.